Welcome to The Body Coach TV. I'm Joe Wicks and this is a 10-minute hip mobility routine, something which I really do recommend doing before any hip session that you do. It's going to really open up your hips, get the most out of your squats and lunges, and just hopefully reduce the risk of injury and really get your body moving as best as you can. It's something I neglected for a long time. I didn't have the discipline to do it, but now I've started making it a routine before my hip sessions. I do this kind of drill and it really has helped me, and it's reduced my injuries, any pains that I might have had. And I did have a pain. When I used to squat and lunge past a certain point, I'd get this really tight sort of shooting pain through here. The exercise I'm about to show you have really helped. They feel a little bit awkward at times, but it's all about increasing that internal and external rotation through the hip socket. Really does help. So first what we're going to do, nice and simple, we're going to have a right knee back on the floor, left leg forward, and what we're going to do here is open up our hip flexor. So we're just going to stretch up into that, so arms above the head, and then you just come back. If you'd like to, you can keep your hand on the knee as well if you want a bit more stability. So we're trying to increase the stretch with every single push into it. We're trying to stretch and lengthen that hip flexor. So nice big stretch. Inhale, exhale. Perfect. We're going to do a minute on each side, so just take your time. Deep breath, inhale and exhale as you push and go a little bit further into it. Okay, 20 seconds left on this leg, and then we're going to swap sides. So really feel the stretch through that. And the more open you are through here, the easier you're going to find your lunges and squats. Perfect, last few seconds. Stretch up. Okay, now we'll change sides. So right leg forward, left leg back. Same thing, stretch up. We're going to do 60 seconds on this side. So breathe in, stretch. You should feel that right there in the front of your hip. So nice big stretch up. And as you come back, each time go a little bit deeper. Brilliant. It's just getting into the routine. Like bolt it onto the start of the workout and you're really going to feel the difference. I know it's sometimes difficult, you just want to do your 20-minute workout and be done, but doing a little bit of this before and after your session is going to make such a difference. Because the last thing you want is to, get tight and, get really tense and have issues and niggles and pains. It's just the most depressing thing when you have those ongoing injuries, and I had that for such a long time. Okay, last 5 seconds. And relax, perfect. We're now going to come down onto my bum, sit down. What we're going to do now, hands behind your back like this on the floor, and you're going to open the gate. So basically, you're going to try and bring that knee towards the ground, and then open it. I really think that bringing that knee outwards and opposite. So knee, see that one's much tighter. You can see the range is much worse than that. And then drive that knee open, knee to the ground, and then really bring, try and max that, push right out with that. And again, left and right. Yeah, I'm so disciplined in my training, my nutrition, but when it comes to the mobility stuff and the warming up and the cooling down, it's just tough. It just takes more effort because it isn't the most, it's uncomfortable stuff. Okay, keep going. You've got 10 seconds on this one. So open up those hips. Drive the knee towards the ground. Last rep. And relax, perfect. Right, we're now going to go into what's known as a 90-90 position. Now, this is quite an uncomfortable one if you haven't done this. So, the aim is to try and get your front leg in a 90-degree angle and the back leg. If you can't do that, you can obviously bring it a bit closer. But if you can, sit into that position like that. And then what I want you to do is just lean forward slightly. So this is really working on the external rotation and the internal rotation of the hip. And we go from this position here to sitting into that, drive that knee into the ground, push that foot into the ground. I'm going to push in the foot and the knee into the ground. Really create some space in your hip. Okay, we're going to hold this for 60 seconds. We've got 15 to go. You may find you're over here a little bit, that's fine. Eventually you'll be able to sort of sit up and get a bit more vertical, but you should feel that in your kind of glute, your outer hip. 5 seconds on the clock. 3, 2, 1, perfect. Now we're going to rotate, same thing, just pivot. And then you're going to have that 90-degree angle there at the front, and if you can, at the back. And again, what we're trying to do is not just sit passively in the stretch and just let it stretch itself. We're actively trying to drive the knee and the foot into the ground, yeah? So, try that, try and put some pressure. Imagine you're kicking your foot and knee like through the ground. That's it. Good, keep going, drive it into the ground as much as you can. Perfect, you've got 10 seconds on this one. So it's really, I know it's an uncomfortable feeling, but it's really, really good for your hips, this one. So relax on that one now, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to go and focus on this back leg now. So rotate again, but what we're trying to do now, you might have to lean to the side a little bit, put your hands behind you. We're now trying to open this hip here, right? So again, we're doing the opposite. We're going to push this heel and this knee into the ground, right? So you're going to feel that all through your hip, it's kind of at the end of its range. So you're trying to push through the ground, pushing that heel and knee into the ground. This is like active range work. So you're getting to that last kind of part where you think you can't go any further, then you're driving that knee and heel into the ground. 20 seconds on the clock. Good, push it. Now it feels a bit uncomfortable, this is good work. Come on, hold it. 10 seconds, drive, push. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So switch sides. Same thing now, working on this hip. So twist your body back as much as you feel you can go. And then start to drive that heel and knee into the ground. And what it's done for me, it just created so much more space. It took this pain away that I had, this pinching feeling I had on the outside of my thigh. 30 seconds to go. Remember, we're driving that knee and heel into the ground, but really, really make it work. It's like a rep. Push it, 20 seconds to go. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, next thing I'm going to do, we're basically going to put our arms on the ground like this and come into this sort of frog position like this. So you're just going to, first of all, just try and sit back into your hips, trying to sort of get your bum towards the ground. Good, and then if you want to make it a bit tough and you want to get some rotation, try and lift your heel off the ground like this, look. And just lifting. I mean, it's not lifting a lot, but it's hard. So lift. Rotate that hip, come on, 15 seconds. Last 10. Okay, just sit and hold. Sit back a little bit more, sit and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, slowly up. Oh, that's a tough one. Right, next I'm going to do high plank position. We step the foot like this. And if you want, you can put your knee on the ground, but if you want to make it more active, hold yourself up like this. And then from there, you're going to rotate. So hands to the ground, and rotate. So your hip flexors working, your hip here at the front's working, and rotate, good. 20 seconds on the clock. Rotate, hand down. If you need to, you can just rest the back knee if you want, just to get that leg to have a little rest. Last few seconds. 3, 2, 1. And relax, right leg back. Last one, left leg forward. Same thing, actively engage. We're trying to keep this off the ground. We'll open up this hip here at the front, and then from there, like I said, you can just rest the back knee down if you need to, and do your rotations from there. But a more active stance is when you're just trying to stay off the ground like that. It's really able to work. Hand on the ground, rotate. And if you need to put your back knee down, it's fine. Keep getting those rotations. 15 seconds on the clock. Well done, last couple of seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. So, I'm sure you can feel that. Really focus on your hips, that internal, external rotation, your hip flexors, great movements, and I promise you, if you do that, before you do your hip workouts, you're really going to get the most, because when you then go into your squats, you increase the range. When you go into your lunges, again, you've got more control, greater range of movement. You're really getting the most out of each exercise. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, you can come back and do that before any workout. It's really going to help and benefit your body. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great session. Enjoy your workout, and I'll see you very soon.